Well, hello, beautiful soul. I'm Samantha, Senses of the Soul, and this is my weekly Senses of the Soul Ascension Oracle reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, this is to build on my monthly Ascension updates. So if you haven't watched that one for January, please do so, because then this builds on that. I'm going to do this weekly now. This is something new to help you on your Ascension path. So this is the reading for January 8th to January 14th, 2024. And I'm using my Oracle deck, so there's 84 cards in here. And it covers the 7 body chakras, the 5 upper star chakras in our vibrational field, as well as collective archetypes that correspond to the chakras, and of course beautiful plant spirits, botanical plants that relate to the particular chakras to support us on our ascension journey. And as a reminder, this year's theme is a year of reaping and realization. So we're really focusing on the root chakra and security and rootedness and purpose and safety, feeling like we're rooted and we're really finding our community, feeling solid in who we are. So that's what this year is all about, with that root chakra focus, and I'll get into that in a minute. But yes, as I said, please watch my January video, because that'll give you more of the themes and the spiritual growth that you're experiencing this year. Now, the cosmic events we have this week, January 11th, we have a new moon in Capricorn, so we're moving towards a fresh start, so lots of clearing right now. We had an X-class solar flare last week and some M-class solar flares, and they really affect our consciousness. They really clear out the body-mind. So you may have been experiencing increased physical symptoms, clearing, emotional, mental, lots going on last week. It's starting to really shift as we go into this next week, the second week of January. And so I pulled these cards earlier, and let me go through them, because this is to help you focus on where you need to grow this week, what you need to be aware of, and what archetypes, what issues are up for healing. So overall, this week we have the Prophet. That's a 5th chakra archetype. And that's really about creative expression and active listening for our themes this week, to really listen not only to yourself, but to what others are saying, and channeling your truth through this week. Speaking with integrity, focus on speaking with honesty, and knowing that we really co-create our life experiences, right? We create our lives. That's what I always say to my clients. You're creating your own life. You are able to be empowered and to work with what's happening around you. And it's about knowing that we manifest our needs, the needs of our soul, because really we're moving into the soul needs, being spiritual beings that are manifesting our soul needs. That's what we're growing into through the ascension process, and not living through the head or the ego, which we have been doing in the past in all our woundedness and our karmic patterning. So that's what we're moving into, is being in right relationship with ourselves first before we can be in right relationship with others. So moving into this week, and in January we have it's a heart chakra focus, so it's the 4th chakra, and that's the lover archetype and the magical child. And sure enough, when I pulled these cards, you can see the heart chakra showing up quite a bit as we move through this month. But let's start with the root chakra. So for you, the blue lupin, okay? This one is part of the Earth Mother archetype. And it is about tethering our spiritual purpose with our earthly purpose, remembering that we are a spiritual being, that you are a spiritual being, and you're here to grow and to be of service. We've forgotten this. We've learned to really be more so in fear and in the ego. So we're moving through that even more so. We're learning it's different in terms of how we are being as we move through the process this year. And to really ground in your life, so you see it from a higher perspective instead of being caught up in your wounding. And then you can navigate your challenges much better, and not operate on your wounding, which continues to bring the same, really toxic things or negative things into your life that don't support you to grow and to be at your best authentic self. So we're moving into that more this week. Focus on that. And then moving into the heart chakra, which is part of the lover archetype. Okay, we've got lover and magical child. Okay, so we have fireweed, which is upside down. So we're really working on this week. You may find that you're crying a lot, very emotional. We're working on emotional boundaries, and that's the key learning this month, is heartfelt boundaries. So continue to reflect on that and make adjustments in your life where needed. Put in the boundaries. Where do you feel you gave too much? Where can you pull back and put in better boundaries? And this bigger and higher perspective coming in will help you to do that. That's why we had those big solar flares to clear us out, so that we could really shift some patterns. And this is about having abundant love for yourself and believing in your worth and your lovability. So you might be reflecting on some past choices or things that happened to you where your sense of loving yourself was not to the fullest, and you have a chance now to really shift that by setting better boundaries or shifting certain things in your life, taking action where you need to. So you may be working and reflecting on that this week. And then we also have rose hip, which is upside down. It's part of the magical child heart chakra archetype. And this is about nurturing the child within you. So you're moving through your trauma and your pain story, more of it so. Take a look at that this week. You may notice you are. Just like last week, it's really come up. So continue to nurture yourself and be kind to yourself. But also know that you're moving through it. And watch your reactivity, okay? Watch your reactivity with others. Take the alone time you need to, the processing time. And then we also have zinnia, all right, which is also part of the magical child, and recognizing and working with any negative, harsh, thought or words that are coming up with you or others, and very much feeling any sadness, feeling it, knowing you're transmuting this deep pain, okay? And then we have the oxeye daisy, which is part of the sixth chakra and the sage archetype. So again, that's in the mind. And this is about bringing in, through this grounding into your more spiritual sense of who you are, and bringing in divine guidance and inspiration and a more balanced perspective. So oxeye daisy is about, I am willing to see things differently. And that's really part of fusing with that Earth Mother archetype, okay? And aligning with that spiritual sense of self beyond the earthly issues and past programming or pain story. You can pull in that higher perspective and have a very well-rounded viewpoint. This holographic mind that we're developing, more balanced mind, balanced power in us as we go through this process, and to really resolve things from the past and current patterns, particularly in relationships going forward, whether it's business, whether it's personal. It's where you can put this into all of your relationships, right? People relationships, animal relationships. I, of course, I love communing with plants, and it's about us all being in right relationship. So that's the reading for this week, right? So for January 8th to 14th, and we're still moving through the last post-shadow of Mercury Retrograde till January 20th. And so I hope this gives you the lay of the land, okay? And to move forward with purpose and empowered action. Please share with me below if this resonates with you or what you're experiencing, because we're all on this collective ascension journey together. And with more inner love of ourselves, which is what we're working on right now, we can create a world based on love and compassion, understanding, balanced power, with these healthier boundaries that we are bringing into ourselves. So I will see you next week, and I'm sending you a galaxy of love.